4, 3, 2, 1.
Studio Classroom is Please stand by. Studio Classroom is on the air.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Studio Classroom on the Air. My name is Anne-Marie, and I think today is a great day to learn something new.
So let's do that together. Well, my name is Gabe, and I'm very happy to be here. You know, Anne-Marie, here's a question for you. What do you think of when you think of soil?
Soil?
Yeah, soil, you know, the
Like-
thing you grow plants in.
Like dirt?
That's what you think of?
I think of dirt, or I think of getting dirty, or fertilizer maybe. Sometimes the soil is made up of fertilizer that is the waste from people and animals that help the plants to grow.
You know, fertilizer smells bad, but it's very important for plants' growth, right? You know, soil makes me think of a saying, something about kids under 5, or, you know, someone needs to eat a pound of dirt before they are 5 years old.
Eat dirt? Are you feeding your kids dirt, Gabe?
Well, no, I'm not, and we are not. However, whenever we go out to let them play in the grass or a park or something like that, it's okay to let them fall down and maybe get a little bit of dirt here and there, and they might even get it in their mouth or something. But a lot of parents are afraid of that. However, people have, you know, researched and studies have shown that all this kind of stuff like dirt and germs and things like that at a young age will help to build your immune system.
Oh, I think I have heard that before. You know, something that I didn't know about soil is that it can be sick.
Yeah, exactly. Soil can be sick, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Our lesson is called
The Soil Doctors. If that interests you, friends, then stick around because we're going to be talking about it for the next 2 days. Take out your magazines and let's get started for our first reading of the day.
The Soil Doctors. This type of physician helps keep the planet healthy. If you wake up with a cough and a sore throat, you can go to the doctor. But when the soil is sick, it is not able to tell anyone. This is the concept that made the Environmental Protection Administration, EPA, take action. They formed a group of professional soil doctors to help with the problem. Just as a doctor determines and treats people's illnesses, soil doctors monitor the health of dirt. Healthy soil is essential because it allows plants and animals to grow well. Healthy soil also neutralizes toxic chemicals, holds moisture, and gives some wastes time to decay. However, its ability to do these things is not unlimited. That's when a soil doctor is needed.
Hi everyone, welcome to Language Lab. I'm Jack. 我们先来看 administration 这个名词，意思是企业或是机关等的管理部门或是管理人员。譬如 The Food and Drug Administration must approve all new food and medication products put on the market. 食品药物管理局必须审核所有上市的新的食品和药物，或者是The administration of medicine in this facility is done by licensed nurses. 这个机构的药品管理人员都是持有执照的护士。Administration 也指行政事务，譬如 Anyone interested in this position must have experience in administration. 对这个职务有兴趣的人必须有行政实务方面的经验。接着我们来看 neutralize 这个动词，意思是使中和。譬如 This medicine helps neutralize stomach acid, so you should feel better in no time. 这个药能中和胃酸，你应该很快就会感觉好一点。Neutralize 用在军事上呢，是指压制火力。譬如 The enemy was neutralized in the south, so almost all the fighting in that area has ceased. 南边的敌人已经被制服，所以那个区域几乎已经停战了。Neutralize 的形容词是 neutral， 意思是中立的。譬如 Switzerland is recognized as a neutral country that does not take sides in any war. 瑞士是国际公认的中立国，在任何战争中不支持任何一方。Okay, let's get back to our teachers.
Okay, thank you so much, Jack. Friends, are you ready to learn about the soil doctors? I know I am. This is going to be a very interesting lesson today. Let's get right into it. This type of physician helps keep the planet healthy. If you wake up with a cough and a sore throat, you can go to the doctor. Okay, right off the bat here, we have a phrase that we want to look at. Let's talk about the phrase to wake up with.
Yes, when you wake up with something, that's something internal or it's related to your body. I mentioned that because we wanted to talk about a phrase that sounds like wake up with or it's related, but it's wake up to. But when you wake up with something, you use this to talk about something that's happening inside your body.
This is usually a physical thing that is happening to you. For example, you could wake up with a headache or wake up with a backache or a toothache. There's a lot of things you could wake up with that are not very comfortable.
Usually we use this phrase to talk about things that aren't comfortable, right? I don't remember the last time I said, oh, I woke up with a wonderful, it would be something like a headache.
Yeah.
Right? One day I remember in elementary school waking up with pink eye.
Oh, that's no fun. Pink eye is so uncomfortable.
It's super uncomfortable. I mean, it takes days to recover from pink eye. And I just remember like waking up with pink eye and kind of waking up 2 or 3 times because my eyes kept shutting and making me fall back to sleep.
Oh no.
Yeah, but anyway, so I woke up with that. We can wake up with something unpleasant. Let's talk about a related phrase, to wake up to something. If you wake up to something, this means that it's something external. It's something outside of your body that you are encountering when you wake up.
And this could be positive or negative. You could wake up to bad news. You could wake up to beautiful weather. You could wake up to a new day. So these are all things that happen outside of you, outside of your body.
Yeah, so remember those phrases. You can wake up with something or you wake up to something. I woke up to lovely music this morning. Just kidding, I woke up to the sound of my son screaming.
Oh.
But let's continue here. When the soil is sick, it is not able to tell anyone. I like this first paragraph because it's getting us to understand the health of soil by understanding what doctors do for humans, right? Soil's not able to tell anyone that it's sick.
That's right. This is the concept that made the Environmental Protection Administration, or EPA, take action. They formed a group of professional soil doctors to help with the problem.
All right. Now, if you take action, that's not just telling someone about something, it's doing something about a problem, okay? We read here, just as a doctor determines and treats people's illnesses, like sore throats, soil doctors monitor the health of dirt. Now, the idea with monitoring something is that you're keeping an eye on it, maybe you're keeping track of it, you're making sure that you're not ignoring it or avoiding it.
That's right. And something else I want to point out in this sentence is the word treats. Now, this word you're going to want to keep an eye out for, friends, because it is one of the key words of this lesson. When you are reading in English, it really helps to identify the key points or the key words of an article or an essay, and that will help you understand it more. So one of our key words for the today and tomorrow is going to be treats and treatment. So keep an eye out for those.
All right, well, we continue here. Healthy soil is essential because it allows plants and animals to grow well. It neutralizes toxic chemicals, holds moisture, and gives some wastes time to decay. That's one sentence that talks about some of the important things that healthy soil will do.
That's right. However, its ability to do these things is not unlimited. That's when a soil doctor is needed. Well, speaking of the word soil, I always just think of dirt when I think of soil, and we have a dirt-related phrase in today's Info Cloud.
Hello friends, welcome to InfoCloud. You know, Andrea, I have been thinking about writing a song that encourages people that are facing difficult situations in life for the longest time.
Well, that's a great idea. Have you written the song?
Well, it's not done yet, but I finally decided to get my hands dirty and start writing it.
Well, congratulations. Now, why don't you tell us what you mean by get your hands dirty?
When someone gets their hands dirty, that means they are doing hard and difficult work.
Yes, when people do hard work like moving and carrying heavy things, they get their hands dirty.
Your hands might actually get dirty, like if you are doing a lot of work in your garden, but that's not what this phrase means.
Get someone's hands dirty also has another meaning. It can mean to get involved in something illegal or dishonest. You can say Kevin got his hands dirty with the wrong business deal. Well, when it comes to learning English, we hope you get your hands dirty in a good way by practicing and studying every single day.
有些人喜欢空谈，也有些人喜欢埋头苦干。或许你可以用今天分享的用语 get someone's hands dirty 来形容。get someone's hands dirty 字面上是弄脏某人的双手，意思就是亲手去做一些很困难的工作，而不是只是空谈。It's time to get your hands dirty and do some work. 你应该开始实际的去执行这些工作了。Get someone's hands dirty 还有另外一个完全不同的意思，那就是涉及一些非法或不道德的行为。这就是今天的 InfoCloud， 我们下次云端见。
Studio Classroom is on the air.
Welcome back to Studio Classroom. Here's a little quiz to see how much you remembered from the first section. Fill in the blank in this sentence. Here we go. Healthy soil also neutralizes toxic chemicals, holds moisture, and gives some wastes time to decay.
There weren't any words missing in that sentence, Gabe.
Right. Here it is again.
Okay.
Healthy soil neutralizes toxic chemicals, holds blank, and gives some wastes time to decay.
Holds moisture.
Holds moisture. You got a good ear, Anne-Marie. Let's continue with our lesson.
The Soil Doctors. As the world's economies and certain industries grow, so does soil pollution. Sources of this pollution, or contamination, include waste from factories and farms and household garbage as well as agricultural waste. Water often carries toxic chemicals from this waste into the fields where they work their way into the soil. These substances can cause plants to yield food that is harmful or cause soil deterioration, which prevents crops from growing at all.
好的，来看 contamination 这个名词，意思是污染。譬如 The contamination of the meat at the processing plant meant the company had to recall 200,000 kilograms of steak. 肉品在加工厂里受到污染，这表示这家公司必须收回20万公斤的牛排。或者 Contamination of the city's water supply due to pollution means that everyone has to buy bottled water for now. 这个城市的自来水受到污染，所以每个人现在必须买瓶装水。再举个例句 ：Factories that produce peanut products must put a warning label on non-peanut products in case of cross-contamination. 生产花生产品的工厂必须在非花生的产品上附上警告标示，以免有交叉污染的可能。最后我们来看 agricultural 这个形容词，意思是农业的。譬如 The agricultural industry is struggling right now because of the prolonged drought. 由于长期面临旱灾，农产业现在在苦撑中。或者是 Stocks are traded every day around the world on agricultural products. 全世界每天都有农产品的股票交易。Agricultural 的副词是 agriculturally. 例如 Agriculturally speaking, this part of the state does well because of its rich soil. 这个州的这个地区之所以农业发达，是因为土壤肥沃。Okay, let's get back to our teachers.
All right, thank you so much, Jack. Now, our article is going to take a rather serious turn here as we look at the effects of not having healthy soil. We read, as the world's economies and certain industries grow, so does soil pollution. Now, this is a really serious thing to talk about, and we will in a moment, but first we want to look at a sentence structure right here in this first sentence.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. As, and then noun does a verb or an action, and then the noun does the same thing. Another noun does the same thing. So we use this to talk about how that second noun will do the same thing as the first. In this case, it's the word grew, right, or grows. You can use this sentence structure in another way. For example, as traffic increased, so did my heart rate. You know from that sentence that my heart rate increased because I found there was going to be a lot of traffic, right? I started to get nervous. I don't have to repeat the word increased in that second part of the sentence. I can just say this: as traffic increased, so did my heart rate.
That is a great example and a great sentence structure for you all to remember, friends. Let's look at this phrase here, certain industries. What kind of industries do you think this article is talking about? Do you have any ideas, Gabe?
Oh, you know, I don't know. All I know is that there are some factories that are creating the problem, are part of the problem. I would assume that it might have to do with some tech industries. Basically, if you're creating something new and it's, you know, causing a lot of smoke to go into the sky and a lot of waste to come out into the water somehow, that's going to create a problem. We read here about factories, farms, household garbage, as well as agricultural waste.
That's right. It says that water often carries toxic chemicals from this waste into the fields where they work their way into the soil. Toxic is another key word that you need to remember today, friends. Let's talk about what that means for a moment.
Okay, well, toxic is the adjective. It refers to the noun toxin. You might have toxins in your body. You might need to go on a detox. But a toxin is a poisonous substance that is produced within a living cell or organism. Poison or poisonous is related, and that is substances that can cause harm.
That's right, and we use this in another way as well. A toxic person, relationship, or situation. That's another way to use this. All right, well, it also says here that they work their way into the soil. What do we think about that phrase, Gabe?
Yeah, that's a great phrase. You can use this in another way. You could say, the speaker on stage, he worked his way into our hearts, okay? That means through his way and method of speaking, we all really empathized with him and we could resonate and learn something from him. He worked his way into our hearts.
Well, a related phrase I think of when it comes to soil is having a green thumb.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder what some of our teachers would plant if they did have a green thumb. Let's find out right now.
If I had a green thumb, I would plant so much. I've always wanted to have a homestead, which is like a small farm on your house or in your backyard. So it's kind of like an oversized garden. I really wanted to plant my own vegetables and fruit, so whenever I would want to cook something, I could just go to my backyard and get it. Something else I would really want to plant is flowers. I love fresh cut flowers. I love to give people flowers, and so to be able to plant them myself would be amazing. But I don't have a green thumb, so I can't keep any plant alive.
If I had a green thumb, I'd probably just go to the doctor, right? That's not what this means. If I had a green thumb, that means I can plant something and it would flourish, it would grow. So I would probably plant a mango tree. I love mangoes, don't you? So I'd plant a mango tree, I would take good care of it, and then I would enjoy all the mangoes I could, and I would even share with you maybe. So that's what I would do if I had a green thumb.
Let's see, if I had a green thumb, what would I grow? Say flowers. I think I would grow tomatoes because they're pretty easy to grow and they're very tasty too. Say flowers. Or maybe corn. I really enjoy corn. It's not as easy to grow, but if I had a green thumb, I could do it. Say flowers. Or maybe a big tree. Trees are wonderful. Or maybe, say flowers. Or maybe I would plant flowers because they're so beautiful and they smell so wonderful. Yeah! Hooray for flowers. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, teachers, for telling us about your potential green thumbs. Do you think that you have a green thumb, Gabe?
No, I do not. I have tried. Man, recently I tried to grow a plant. It just did not work at all. I thought I was putting it out in the sun and watering it, with plenty of water. The seed did not sprout. If I had a green thumb, I would grow basil. I would grow tomatoes, things like that I could use in the kitchen, just, kind of, so I don't have to go to the supermarket.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, my dad really has a green thumb.
Oh, yeah?
Growing up in the countryside, we had a huge garden. We had, we grew everything. My dad grew potatoes, he grew squash and tomatoes. He grew just about anything you can think of. And at the end of the summer, we would always spend time saving those vegetables, canning them and freezing them so that we would have our own fresh vegetables throughout the year.
Well, that's a pretty good idea. So you would can them all, or would you sometimes just use them to cook, or would you sometimes sell them too? Or?
Well, we had so many of them that we ate up a lot of them during the summer, and we would give a lot away to friends, and then we would can the rest. We never really sold them, although that would have been a great money-making idea.
Yeah.
I should have thought of that when I was a kid.
Did your dad ever talk about the idea of unhealthy soil, when trying to plant a garden or something like that?
He did, actually. At the beginning of every season, he would get fertilizer from his friend's, I believe it was his friend's pig farm, and he would treat the soil before that summer's crop was planted.
Okay, it is important, and I guess gardeners and farmers understand that more than anybody. We do have more to learn about soil doctors, so make sure to join us tomorrow right here on Studio Classroom.
A friend cares at all times. A friend endures at all times. A good friend lasts a lifetime. I am so proud to have you in my life. A good friend lasts a lifetime.